Welcome to June and the sky this month. Of course, the biggest event probably of the month astronomically is the start of summer. So that'll happen on the 21st, just before 9 in the morning. That's when the sun appears farthest north in the sky. It's the longest day. And here at Griffith Observatory, we usually have special events at noon and at sunset. The highest noon sun and the farthest north sunset of the year.
Does that mean it'll finally warm up?
Well, I don't know. I wish I could be more confident in answering that. Anyway, we have in the early evening, planet Jupiter comes up shortly after sunset, and followed by Saturn. And if we go to the early morning, which I believe the next one, we see these planets are actually still visible before sunrise because the night is short, being near summer, so the sky doesn't get to move a whole lot at night. In the early evening, another planet we'll be able to see is the planet Mercury. This is the view looking towards the west-northwest at 8:45 p.m. You'll see two bright stars and another object in line with them. And those are the brightest stars of Gemini, the twins, Pollux and Castor, and the planet Mercury. Mercury's usually kind of hard to find because it's always near the horizon, but I've actually found it actually isn't too hard to see this month, and it should be quite visible all night. It's just that on the 15th it'll be lined up with some stars that might make it a little easier to identify. Later at night, we have two other very bright planets, Jupiter, which is the second brightest planet of the whole sky, I guess the fourth brightest thing in the nighttime sky normally, and Saturn. And special thing about the 17th is that the moon will be right between them. Now, Jupiter is actually opposite the sun on the night of the 9th. So that means it will rise right when the sun sets, and in the morning it will set on the morning of the 10th, set at sunrise. During the time it's visible, if you watch with the telescope, you can actually see it make a full rotation. So Jupiter rotates in about 10 hours, so it's possible to see all these features. Recently, the red spot, the region around it has been undergoing some remarkable changes, as you see in this beautiful recent photograph. The south belt of Jupiter has largely disappeared. A few weeks earlier, it looked like it made a big clog of material around the red spot, but now it's getting covered with white material. And I remember several years ago the same thing happened, and we watched that whole line disappear, and now it's happening again. It is periodic changes on Jupiter. Saturn is also visible most of the night, and again, there's probably no more stunning sight, for the first time you look through a telescope than Saturn. So we'll be able to show it in the early evening here late in the summer. But I hope you'll all have a chance to see it. Here's the moon phases this month, courtesy of the Astronomy Club of Akron, Ohio. I just like their chart. So, the important thing is towards the end of the month, the moon will be in waning phases, meaning it'll be out of the evening sky. That's a good time of the year to look for meteors called the June Boötid meteors. Boötes is the herdsman, drives the Great Bear across the sky. But this meteor shower is not really an annual shower. It's a very erratic shower. Sometimes it produces lots of bright fireballs, and other times nothing. I don't know what will happen this year, but if you see bright meteors towards the end of the month, it very well could be this from the shower, and the best time to look is actually early in the evening, unlike showers where you have to wait till just before dawn to see the most of them. And this is where you look in the sky. Here's the Big Dipper and the bright star Arcturus of Boötes, and the radiant, the point they seem to come from, is kind of between them and a little bit closer to the North Star. Then finally, a possible sky view from here will be the launch of a SpaceX radar sat. It's going to be launching 3 radar satellites for both Canada and the Defense Department of the U.S. And this launch will be at 7:17. Now, that doesn't mean it will be spectacular from here. SpaceX launches from California are great if they happen right after sunset, because then the sunlight is shining through the gases released by the rocket, and it makes a really spectacular light show. When we see it by reflected light, early in the morning, it tends not to look very bright. So this might be one where you want to ask for a day off from work and go to Vandenberg and actually watch it take off and land. So it's fun to actually hear it and see it.
So
Thank you
Laura,
very much.
next Wednesday.
Right. I'm sick.